and welcome to the Very Dairy Challenge, brought to you by McIver's Grant Public Library, UT TSU Extension-Dyer County, and Dyer County 4-H. Today we're going to read the book It Looks Like Spilled Milk by Charles G. Shaw. This book was published by HarperCollins Publishers. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. What does that look like to you? Sometimes it looked like a rabbit, but it wasn't a rabbit. Does that look like a bunny? Sometimes it looked like a bird, but it wasn't a bird. What do you think that looks like? Sometimes it looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't an ice cream cone. What do you think it might be that it looks like all these different things? What do you think? Can't get the page. Sometimes it looks like a flower, but it wasn't a flower. Are you curious? Do you wonder what it might be? What could it be that looks like all these things? Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. That does look like a pig. Sometimes it looked like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Have you any ideas yet what it might be? What could it be that looks like all these different things? Sometimes it looks like a sheep, but it wasn't a sheep. It's big and fluffy, doesn't it? Like a sheep. Sometimes it looked like a great horned owl. That does look like a great horned owl, but it wasn't a great horned owl. What do you think it might be? Oh, sometimes it looks like a mitten, but it wasn't a mitten. It does look like a mitten. You have some ideas yet? What do you think? Sometimes it looks like a squirrel, but it wasn't a squirrel. Sometimes it looked like an angel, but it wasn't an angel. It does look like an angel, doesn't it? It's my last page, I think, and I can't get it off. It's a new book. We just got it. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. What does that look like? Does that look like spilt milk? Does it look like somebody spilled the milk on the table? Or on the floor? It was just a cloud in the sky. It does look like a cloud, doesn't it? And can you see how all those shapes were clouds? Ooh, that one doesn't have any shape. Sometimes you have a bright day that doesn't have any shape. It's a picture of a lot of the different pictures that they used in the book. If you spilled milk on your counter, do you think you could make a picture out of it? Do you think you could look and see what it might look like? If you look up at the sky and the clouds, can you find shapes in the clouds and make them into other things? Can you use your imagination like that? I like that. I like looking up at the clouds. That's one of my very favorite things to do. When my kids were little, we used to do it all the time. And one time I was in this big hurry and I was really worried about getting somewhere on time and I wasn't paying attention, and my kids were in the back seat and they were looking up at the clouds and finding pictures in the clouds, and I remember that taught me a lesson, to not be so worried about getting somewhere fast that you forget to look up at the clouds. They taught me a lot more lessons than I ever taught them. So there you have an ice cream cone. Let's look again. And there you've got a bunny rabbit. Do you think you can go out today and look up in the clouds and see if you can find some pictures in the clouds? You might want to do that with your brother or sister or your mom or dad. We're going to have a cloud contest as one of your activities to do a story time this time. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us for the Very Dairy Challenge.